Hi, welcome to the Learning Genie channel. My name is Miss Mac and I'm back with another learning hack. Today's learning hack is called the Big 7 Division Strategy. It is a tool that uses different steps and friendly numbers. Before we begin, let's discuss the two types of division. The first type of division is sharing or partition division. It is when you know the number of equal groups, and your task is to find the number in each group. The second type of division is grouping. It's when you know the number in each group, and your task is to find the number of groups made with a given number. Today, we will use the expression 315 divided by 8. 315 represents the dividend, which is the given number to be partitioned if it is a sharing problem, or the given number to be grouped if it is a grouping problem. 8 represents the divisor. It is the number of equal partition groups in a sharing problem, or the number in each group in a grouping problem. The quotient is the answer in a division equation. It represents the number in each group in a sharing problem, or the number of groups made with a given number in a grouping problem. Now, all good scholars use a brain bank when they are computing procedures related to math. This is our brain bank that we will use for the Big 7 division strategy. Before we start, let's talk about friendly numbers. Friendly numbers are numbers that are comfortable or easy to use. For example, 0, 1, 2, 5, 10, or multiples of 10, 25, which we can count like quarters, 50, which we can count like halves, 100, or multiples of 100, 1,000, or multiples of 1,000, and so forth. The opposite of friendly numbers are bully numbers. Ew, they're angry and mean. They're uncomfortable and challenging to use. For example, multiples of 6, 7, and 9. Let's think. I'm going to ask you a quick question. What is 6 times 8? 1, 2, 3. Did you get the answer in less than 3 seconds? If not, then it's possible that multiples of 6 or 8 are bully numbers. They're uncomfortable and challenging for you to use. Let's think again. What is 10 times 8? 1, 2, 3. Did you get that answer in less than 3 seconds? If so, then multiples of 10 are friendly numbers that are comfortable and easy for you to use. Before we start, let's explain the rest of the work mat. This particular area is where you will record all of your information that is needed to power the Big 7 division strategy. This area is where we will record the partial quotients necessary for the Big 7 division strategy. This area is where we will check our answer using the inverse operation of multiplication. Shall we begin? Okay, let's start. Let's begin with the division statement. I will skip count by 8 until I get as close as I can to 315 without going over 315. So I will do that using friendly numbers. Let's start with 100, just to show you how this process works. 8 times 100. That equals 800. I know this because I know my basic fact of 8 times 1, which equals 8. And then I just carry those other two zeros over to quickly come up with the product of 800. Now when I look over here at my dividend, I know that I can't go over 315. 800 is definitely over 315, or larger than 315. Therefore, I must try a different friendly number. I will try 50. 8 times 50. My basic fact is 8 times 5. That gives me a product of 40. I will bring this extra 0, and now I have a total product of 400. When I compare this to my dividend, it is larger than 315. Therefore, I cannot use 400, just like I cannot use 800. So now I will try a new friendly number, and I will try 30. Let's try 30. 8 times 30 equals 240. Okay, let's try that. Is 240 less than 315? Yes, it is. So therefore, this is a number I can use for my division strategy. So how that works is that I'm going to circle this 30. The factor of 30 is what I will use as a partial quotient. I will record that partial quotient in this area. I will then draw an arrow over here to the algorithm area. I will record the two factors that will give me the subtrahend of 240. Now I will subtract. I must regroup. And when I regroup, I will get a difference of 75. This difference now becomes my new quotient that I must search for friendly numbers again for. So I must think about some friendly numbers. Let's see, I need to skip count by 8 now until I get as close as I can to 75 without going over 75. Well, 240 is too large. That's definitely over 75. So let's try another factor, another friendly number. Let's try 5. 8 times 5. The reason I chose 5 is because I know that 8 times 10 is 80. Remember when we asked that question earlier? So I know that 80 is too large. 8 times 5 is a basic fact that gives me 40. Is 40 less than 75? Yes, it is. So therefore, I may use it. I'm going to circle this to remind myself that that is the partial quotient that I will write and record in this area. Now I will draw the line, arrow. I will record the two factors that gave me or will give me my next subtrahend of 40. Once I subtract without regrouping, I get a difference of 35. This new difference now becomes my next quotient, my next dividend. Now I must skip count by 8 until I get as close as I can to 35 without going over 35. Well, now I know 40 is too large, so I'm going to try 2. Let's see. 8 times 2, let's fix that. 2 is 16. Is that less than 35? Yes, because my goal is to continue to subtract and get a difference until my difference is less than my divisor. When that occurs, that difference becomes my remainder. So let's continue. The 16 will work because it is less than 35. I will circle 2 because 2 will be the partial quotient that I record. I will record the 2 factors. That will give me the subtrahend of 16. This time when I subtract, I see that I need to regroup. That gives me a new difference of 19. This new difference now becomes my next dividend. So now I must skip count by 8 until I get as close as I can to 19 without going over 19. Let's see. I think I'm going to use 2 again because it is still less than 19, or rather 16 is still less than 19. So therefore, I am going to use this partial quotient of 2 once again. I am going to record the 2 factors, 8 times 2. That gives me a new subtrahend of 16. I am going to subtract and get a difference of 3. Now when I look at that difference, I see that this difference is less than my divisor. As a result, that means that I can stop right here, and I'm going to put a stop sign because now this becomes my remainder. Why? Because the difference is less than the divisor. So if the difference, once again, is less than the divisor, then it becomes the remainder. So therefore, that's what these 3 dots stand for. It becomes the remainder. So now, I wonder if you're asking, well, how do I get the quotient? I see the remainder, but what is the quotient that needs to go right here? The way to get the quotient is to add up all the partial quotients, and then if there's a remainder, add the remainder to it. Let's try it. Let's add the partial quotients. Let's see, can we make 10 or doubles? I see doubles, so therefore 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 5 gives me 9 as a sum for the ones column. I don't have to regroup, so I can just bring down the 3, or in a sense I'm adding 3 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0, which gives me 39. 39 is the sum that I will use for my full quotient. I will box it. Now I will check my answer in this area using the inverse operation of division. The way that works is you take the quotient, you multiply it by the divisor, and then if there's a remainder, you add the remainder. Let's try it. 39 times 8. I will use the turtle method. Okay, now I don't have another number in the tens place, so I won't have to lay the egg for the turtle method, and that's explained in another video. So let's continue. 8 times 9 is 72. We regroup that 7 up there, and now we multiply the 8 times the tens. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 7 more equals 31. Now I have a total product of 312, but let's not forget we have to add the remainder. That's why it's not 315 yet. When I add the remainder of 3, I now get a sum of 315. This sum matches let's fix it a little bit. Matches the dividend. So since it matches the dividend, therefore the quotient is accurate. And that is how you know for certain that your answer is correct. And so once you check using the inverse operation to ensure that your quotient is correct, then you record your quotient in the equation or wherever you need to record your answer. So let's do that. Our answer to 315 divided by 8 is 39 remainder 3. And that, my friends, is how you use the Big 7 division strategy in 3D, the way the learning GDs do it. So, if you enjoyed this video and you learned how to use the Big 7 division strategy, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for our next video. Thank you. Remember, I'm Miss Mac, and I'll be back with another learning hack.